Secretary, thank you. As of January the 27th, just a week or so ago, 56 states and territories had submitted their final BEAD proposals to NTIA. 43 have received approval by NTIA. According to updated BEAD guidance, NTIA has 30 days from approval to make certain that states' approved BEAD plans comply with existing technical, cybersecurity, and financial requirements. What have been the primary obstacles toward states receiving approvals for their final proposals?
So the process is that NTIA negotiates with the states, and we have approved 50 out of the 56 states and territories. And 2 of them are on the 1-yard line, meaning I think they'll be solved maybe today or tomorrow. Then there's a grant process that we go through, the ordinary sort of governmental process to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And then the states sign that document, and dozens of states have approved that, and then funding begins. So we are at the funding stage for dozens of states and territories, and the process is underway. So we are at the very, very end, and we expect this to go rather swiftly from here.
Mr. Secretary, I indicated in my opening statement my concern about the outcomes, and you talked about long-term success, and your solution to making sure long-term success occurs is guidelines, guardrails that you talked about in your opening sentence. So that one of my concerns is long-term success. Is it really going to occur? And part of that is this idea of which technology is being used to allow consumers to access and utilize broadband. And I've always tried to be neutral in my choice of what is the method by which broadband should be delivered, but I want to make sure that what Kansans are receiving is not a short-term benefit, but in the long term takes care of them and particularly their rural needs. The second concern that I have that I want to highlight is, again, what is to happen to the unused broadband funds? I think you and the department have issued a statement. Would you clarify for me and the committee the unspent broadband money will do what? So those 2 questions.
Right. So the last question is, starting tomorrow, we are having a listening. Each and every state can cover every single person that they put in for at the performance standards that you set for $21 billion less. So now we're listening to what are the best ideas to spend that money. We are going to spend that money. That money you have appropriated, and we're going to use the best ideas. What are those best ideas? We're going to listen starting tomorrow because we have executed this plan. Kansas has done a great job in examining the right technology for Kansas, right? They decided that with Kansas, fixed wireless was the best performing service. 67% fixed wireless. Fiber was 29.5%. And for Kansas, satellite was only best for 3%. So Kansas did a great job analyzing and examining, and your broadband office did a wonderful job, worked hard, competed this out, and really delivered the best performance metrics for the right price for America, and I commend them.
My 2 follow-ups would be, you say the money is going to be spent. Would you finish that sentence by saying on the deployment of broadband? That money will be spent on the broadband deployment across the country, true?
The money will be spent according to the statute, of course.
And I assume the statute tells you to spend it on broadband deployment?
I don't have the statute in front of me, but we are going to hew closely, or exactly, actually, the easiest way to say it is we are going to hew exactly to the statute.
And there were comments from the Department of, I think, of Commerce and others about the money would be returned to the Treasury. That is not the plan?
That is not the plan.
And then finally, you indicated Kansas did well, and you indicated the percentages of technology which were used in each category. And that was a decision that I can be assured was made by Kansas, not forced upon them by the Department of Commerce?
That is correct. You will hear when we talk about other states, they've done it completely differently. Each state chose to do it their best way for their state, and Kansas did a great job.
Thank you. Senator Van Hollen.
Thank